I forgot to record the video, too.
What? Proper fact.
Proper fact.
Fuck's a proper fucked. It's a difference, you see.
Well, why didn't they just come out and say it then? They did!
That reminds me of Formula 51. I fucking love that movie.
We were watching a bunch of the Achievement Hunter cartoons earlier.
Have you seen any of those? I haven't seen them before.
What?
Achievement Hunter?
Yeah, I don't watch that shit.
They apparently some of their fans animate parts of their conversations, and they're pretty goddamn funny.
And Gavin, the guy from the Slow Mo Guys, the British guy, he's just like, wait, why does Earth exist in this? Like, it doesn't. It's in another galaxy. He's like, well, why didn't they tell you that? And they're just fucking us so mad. I was like, I said it right at the beginning.
Like, it's at the beginning. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And he's like,
wait, so where's Kansas? Wait,
So
Kansas
where's
isn't on
Kansas?
Earth. It doesn't even exist here.
I'm pretty sure he was trolling him, but it was hilarious. Because he's like, well, why don't they just say that at the beginning? And they're like, they fucking do. He's like, oh, what? They say this takes place a long time ago.
Why they gotta say it all fancy?
In a place that's far away.
Why didn't they just say,
yes!
A long time ago somewhere else?
Jesus Christ.
And you know what the Death Star is? Oh yeah, it's like the bowl that Darth Vader lives in.
That's his house, right?
It's his house.
That's pretty funny. We got some funny stuff.
Why didn't you just say it?
We got some funny stuff, too.
Nah.
People need to animate our shit.
I know, but we're not British.
Call to action.
I mean, they have the one British guy. Call
Hey,
to action.
hey, fans, if you're out there and you're an animator,
Right. Let's just go ahead and get that shit done.
just pick your favorite snippet and animate that shit.
All right, I need to. Okay. You don't look like you're ready.
Do you want to play the actual intro, the old one,
No.
and then
I'll do it.
come
I'll
in
do it.
afterwards
No, I'll
and
do it.
cut out the old and put
I'll
in a
do
new
it.
one?
I can't. It'll be on the audio forever.
You can't cut it and play the new intro.
No.
Why not?
Because that's not how it works.
Then you'd
Because
also be trying
this
to
is a
splice.
USB mixer. It only records the one channel, so you can't separate the channels and pull them out.
I don't mean separate it. I mean cut it off of the audio file and then splice in the new intro.
But we'll be
At the
talking
start.
over the audio.
Just hit end so that you, just for your own fucking sanity, because you don't know how to start it without it.
Yeah, but the window between when he stops it and when he actually
It'll be
comes
too
in.
fucked up. I'll just start
it's
it.
too
Okay,
s-
or just play our
that's
regular, play the bam, bam, bam. Just do that intro. That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm
Nah.
okay with that.
I'll start it and
All right,
I'll fix it in post. I got it.
Make it do a corny intro.
God damn it.
Play it.
I almost did it.
Now hold on. Play our old intro for the Still Reelin', but then in that part where you say "casual cowards are still reelin'," just cut out that one part and just do something without any background noise or music, and just go, "No fun show." Just
Oh, just like
Blatant-
edit it really bad?
yes,
Yeah.
That's okay. I
do
like
exactly
that.
that.
Okay. Just making sure I got the right one. I got to turn it up all the way. I need to fix the volume on that.
In a world where Hollywood has run out of ideas, 3 movie fans come up with their own. The casual cowards are still reeling. And this time, it's personal.
Well, it can't be any worse than Cool as Ice.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Cool as Ice is? That was in the 90s was a Vanilla Ice movie.
Yeah.
When he
dude.
scares a horse with a motorcycle. And then the girl falls off of it and she falls in love with him for some reason instead of calling him a fucking dickhead.
It's a. Oh, man. That's
Cool
pretty
as Ice
bad.
is the shit.
I have to
Yeah.
look it up now.
We're
Cool
not as
as
bad as that.
No, nothing is.
We're definitely not worse than
There are
that.
plenty
and
of things that
we're-
are as bad
None
as
of
that.
our movie ideas will ever be that bad.
Look at his outfit in that, dude. It's tight.
That fucking American
Seriously.
flag suit.
Ugh. It's terrible.
Oh man,
It's-
but it's Vanilla Ice.
It looks like a 1996 Fingerhook catalog threw up on him. It's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't need to see anymore.
It's like the inside of a LL Bean and Eddie Bauer fucked each other.
Yeah,
and then they spit him out.
That's fair.
but they threw up like fluorescent glow in the dark shit everywhere while that was happening.
And he does that thing where he turns his head backwards,
like
but
at
he
a
just
rave. Like they fucked each other at a rave.
Yeah,
balances it on top of his head.
They met at Bonnaroo, and shit got crazy.
Who is the female lead in that?
Jennifer Grey.
Damn, son.
It's not. It's not at all. That would be funny if it was, though. Like from Dirty Dancing to Cool as Ice.
Oh, my God. His hair, he looks like somebody, it's bricks. His hair looks like bricks.
Yeah, like how much product was he using? Like, I got to know.
It's shaved into his face.
He did the thing where
he
he
had
did
the
like
pompadour, too.
He had the pompadour. But he also
it was,
had
it
a
was
hat.
attached like a Lego to the side of his head.
He had a hat propped on top of the pompadour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Backwards.
Of course.
It's just no.
Because he's got to have the right amount.
And he's wearing windbreaker. What he's bite. He's
because he rides a motorcycle. He's got to
break that wind, bro.
He's trying to steal Sinbad's flavor.
He really is.
He's a biter.
Yeah.
And he's trying to steal Sinbad's flavor.
And he's never going to have a classic like Houseguest.
Right.
Right? He'll never be on Sunny.
It's actually a really funny movie.
I like Houseguest.
Houseguest is one of my favorite films.
It was Phil Hartman, right? Phil Hartman.
When I was a kid, I used to fucking love that movie.
Holy shit.
Phil Hartman.
Also, First Kid.
First Kid's a good one.
Great.
No, I got to disagree with that one.
Anything with Sinbad is a good movie.
I liked him in Sunny.
It was a good episode.
Sinbad. And this is Rob Thomas, Matchbox 20.
Sinbad is kind of
and
bad.
You my bitch.
I can't think of anything bad that Sinbad's been in.
I can't either.
Yeah.
He might be America's greatest actor.
Holy shit. You heard it here first, folks.
Bold statement, but I'm going to get behind you on that one.
Yes. I can't think of a miss. The man's got no losses.
Didn't he do a movie where he was a genie or something?
You're thinking of Shaq.
No.
He also did
Sinbad
one.
has one like that, I think.
Yeah.
And I bet it was amazing.
I think it's called like Three Wishes.
Oh, he was in Jingle All the Way. Also,
fucking great movie.
I'm a big Schwarzenegger fan, but I gotta say no.
No, that movie was amazing.
Gotta go no on that one.
How dare you doubt Turbo
Sinbad's filmography. Oh, he's coming up in a couple of films this year.
He's got a few
TV
stand-up specials coming out.
His stand-up is actually pretty
He actually
funny.
was just here recently.
He's funny.
In the Phoenix area.
He's a funny man.
I think he was playing on like a Circle K or
like
something.
the bit about fucking Nutrisystem. It's pretty good.
All right. Maybe I should stop hating. Maybe I'll give Sinbad another chance.
He was in Necessary Roughness.
I love that movie. That's a good movie.
He was in Coneheads.
That's also a weird.
It's an okay movie. It's okay. It's not bad.
The Meteor Man.
Fucking Meteor Man was
Meteor
great.
Man?
With fucking Robert Townsend.
Meteor Man or was it The Meteor Man? Is there two different
It's The
versions?
Meteor Man. He's in the. I don't know if there's a Meteor Man. I just felt like I should emphasize.
Wait, I'm just thinking. Isn't there like wasn't one of the Wayans in a Meteor Man movie?
Nah, it's Robert Townsend, bro.
Who the fuck is Robert Townsend?
Oh, he was in Good Burger.
Yeah, he was. He's the manager.
Just brought that up earlier.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about Fat Burger, and I said, "Can you remember Good Burger?"
Good Burger's a classic. It's a fucking classic, bro.
Welcome to Good Burger, home with the Good Burger.
I'm a dude. You're a dude. She's a dude. Because we're all dudes.
Never saw Good Burger.
You never saw Good Burger?
Did you see one skit on all that of Good Burger?
Oh, I remember.
Then you've seen the
Congratulations,
movie.
you've
You've seen the movie.
And I've seen the movie.
It's that for an hour and a half.
He was in Stompin'.
Stompin'? No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Cutting the mustard.
Cutting the mustard.
The mustard.
That's it.
Okay.
Let's see. After Always Sunny, he was in something called Planes. That's the cartoon?
Yeah, it's a spinoff of Cars.
Let's see. There's a lot of TV shows in here. Trying to find the movies. Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day Special.
I haven't seen that yet, but I heard it's pretty funny.
I don't remember him being in that, but yeah, that was Scott Aukerman produced, along with Lonely Island.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It was pretty nonsensical.
Yeah, I like Lonely Island. They do
True
fun
to
stuff.
them.
I don't know. I'm pretty drunk. Speaking of pretty drunk.
So
last week you heard us doing. We
Awful
buy
beer.
ridiculous beers for each other. Yeah. And this week we'll just continue the trend and feed each other garbage. So what do you got over there, Charles?
I'm gonna randomly just hand out some beers again.
All right.
Here you go, buddy. It's one for you.
Finish my Coors Light here.
I'm gonna grab another random one here.
This looks really familiar. This looks like a left hand or something, like the logo.
What is it? Major Toms.
FCB Major Toms.
So Fort
Pomegranate
Collins.
wheat. You know what? I'm gonna fucking love this.
What is it?
I love fruit. I love fruity wheat beers. Pomegranate wheat. FCB Major Toms.
Okay.
Fort Collins Brewery is pretty good.
Fort Collins. That's why I know that. Okay.
From is Great Divide the brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They make good beers too.
From
What's that?
Great Divide, I've got a beer called Nadia Kali Hibiscus Saison.
That
Ooh.
that actually might be pretty good too because, well,
I don't
depending
like-
on if you like saisons.
I don't,
I like them because they taste like the barn floor.
and I
Love
don't
it.
like
Hibiscus. This one could be weird. I've got Abita Brewing, Tagos.
Okay.
Sorry, Tagoza. They actually...
It's a goes?
They give you a phonetical pronunciation here.
Okay.
It's a key lime and sea salt sour.
That sounds terrible. I fucking hate key lime.
I hate key lime and sours, and I hate key lime because it's too sour.
Well,
All right.
let's pop these open.
Let's crack them.
I feel like I'm going to win this because
Nadia Kali?
I love fruit wheats.
Well,
I'll
I
be
could
honest
tell you
with
about the bullet you guys dodged out here, but we'll save that for a future
Okay,
show.
Future
this
episode.
smells like a foot. As much as I wanted to love this, it smells like a foot. All right.
Tell us.
Well, boys, let's...
First
let's-
impressions. Let's
Cheers.
Well, cheers. First
Yeah.
impressions.
To another classic.
It's not bad. It's not as fruity as I thought it would be. You're going to hate it because it kind of tastes like a barn floor, like that one does.
This doesn't
Oh,
taste
man.
like a barn floor. This.
Yeah, I could drink this. This isn't bad. It's like a Hefeweizen.
All right.
I'm not getting a lot of the banana clove garbage that you get from Hefeweizens.
Okay.
Maybe it's an American straight yeast. Maybe a tiny bit. So it's not bad. It's very refreshing.
Okay. So overall, not bad.
So
huh?
yeah, I'm not hating this.
Okay.
I could drink it. God damn, Chester. tell me what's happening to you. Well, he already doesn't like saison.
Chester,
Yes,
for those that aren't watching, Chester looks like somebody who went through just an extremely emotional moment with
Right.
Dr. Phil.
Like his mom got closed in the door of the subway and the train took off and cut her in half. And he has to
Yeah.
look at her like half a body laying on the floor.
Like, yeah. It's probably
No,
No.
probably an accurate description of the face I just made because
Oh. Oh, man.
it tastes like my mother being ripped in half.
Okay.
All right.
You just spit foam into your beard.
That's all right.
It's going to distract me. Okay, thank you. It's good. The whole episode is just staring at your beard. No, this is like you remember that lime flavored chili powder, Lucas? The kids loved back in
that
the
stuff's
day.
gross.
Maybe that was an Arizona thing. I don't know if they had that.
Yeah,
in
it was an
Ohio.
Arizona thing.
Imagine if someone covered a lemon wedge in lime flavored sugar powder.
Okay.
That's what this tastes like. It is just disgustingly sweet and sour at the same time.
You know what's weird is that I hated Lucas because I thought it tasted like hay. But I really want to try that.
But ironically, you love Saison because they
But I do
taste
because
like
it tastes like a barn floor.
Yeah, they got a little funk to them.
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
it.
like that?
I don't know because I like sucking on animals' feet. I don't know.
Hey, man. We're not here to kink shame, man. You do you.
Furry,
don't judge me.
you're a furry footy.
Yeah.
You have a furry foot fetish.
So
True.
You're a foot yiffer?
Yeah. I'm a
foot
foot
yipper.
yipper. Yeah.
All right.
He's got a
All
furry
day
foot
long.
fetish. Oh God, that's hard to say when I'm drunk.
Charles,
All right.
what are you drinking first of all? What is it again?
It's Tagose
Why do I keep drinking this?
by Abita Brewing. It's a key lime and sea salt sour. Have you ever had chicken stock?
Yeah, I got about 10 gallons of it in my
The
freezer right now.
full of frozen
Oh, that's
chicken.
what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering what that was.
He's got just jars and jars of frozen
Yeah, like-
chicken.
What? I make my own stock.
So
I like
there's
having
like-
nice fresh stock. No
so
big deal.
to kind of set the scene here,
You like stock options.
when I showed up to record, I threw some beer in the freezer so it could get cold, and there's like 6 mason jars, and I'm pretty sure an actual bourbon bottle.
No, yeah, there's some fucking Evan Williams in there.
Oh, okay, that's
I
actual
think
bourbon.
there's Evan Williams and Jameson in the freezer.
Okay, I thought that was a
It's not
bourbon
a-
bottle that was full of.
Bourbon
Wait,
bottle
when you
full
say
of chicken stock.
When you say 6 mason jars, do you mean you didn't look all the way to the back? Because there's an entire flat full of
There's-
mason jars.
Okay,
also
yeah, I just
several
stopped.
plastic cups full of
Because
chicken stock.
I have
Yes.
made so much stock that I ran out of jars.
So like I saw that in there, and I was like, oh shit, maybe he's preparing to have a party or something.
Yeah,
maybe
stock
these are
party.
frozen drinks. No, it's chicken stock.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, imagine you took one of those things out of the freezer, right?
I'm planning on having a stock exchange.
And then Jesus Christ.
He's taking them to the stock market later. He's gonna exchange them.
Well, after our trading there. But fuck. Imagine you took one of those cups out, let it thaw out a little bit, and you decided to chug it. Congratulations.
That shit was delicious. I'll drink that all day
so
long.
that
it tastes like
what
chicken
is that
stock.
again?
It tastes like chicken stock, huh?
What do you got?
Yeah. Tegose by Abita Brewing.
What is it?
So most
It's
people
supposed
in
to be
America
key lime
say,
and sea salt.
Key
most
lime
people
and
say-
sea salt, but it tastes like chicken stock.
Yeah, it's got like a hearty flavor to it, which
it's very hearty.
a sour's not supposed to have that going for it. It's supposed to be light.
Maybe we'll boil some brats in that later and
Yeah.
have chicken flavored brats.
You know, maybe it'd be good for that. Maybe it'd be good for cooking.
There's a
some
lot
brats
of
in it.
awful fucking beers that would probably be good for cooking.
Yeah.
There's a coconut curry flavored beer
The fuck?
that actually tastes just like coconut curry.
Oh God, why?
And exactly, it would be great for cooking, but I don't want to drink a 6-pack of coconut curry. That's disgusting.
That's nasty.
That is gross.
Yeah.
All right, you got to change places.
Yeah.
Change
let's
places.
Trade places.
Have fun with this shit, Ryan.
All right, Major Tom.
All right.
Ground controls and Major
It smells like sweet. Oh, God. That must be the lime. Oh, great.
And see, this even has a name that you would like. The Tank Farm series. The
Farm.
Yeah.
This tastes like industrial coolant.
All right. If you've ever wanted to know what industrial coolant tastes like, go buy a 6-pack.
That's man.
Whatever that garbage is.
That's bad.
This is it's very limey.
Oh, like our like K Center.
Very.
He's a limey bastard.
It's very a lot of citric acid. It tickles the palate quite a bit. It's rough. Hold on, let me get another one.
Rough, like sandpaper on your palate.
Yeah, it kind of.
What grade of sandpaper on your palate?
320.
320.
Yeah, it's
I have no frame of
Yeah,
reference.
yeah.
So
Sandpaper to me, bro.
it's like it's like drinking one of those little like disposable packets that you put into your garbage disposal to make the smell go away.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like?
It's what it tastes like. How about you? What do you got over there?
I was just thinking that could be a fun rating system for awful beers.
Yeah.
Is how rough on your palate is it, and we'll use the sandpaper rating.
You guys don't
But
know
anyway,
how sandpaper works.
I haven't.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't.
is a higher rating more rough?
So like the higher number is less. Lower is wait.
So it's almost like thread count.
Imagine it per inch. That's
lower,
what it is.
So like a one.
So when you
rating
say
of
60,
one.
there's 60 of those grains per inch.
Okay.
So when you say 500, there's 500 of those grains per inch.
So like a rating of 1 would just be like a rock.
Would be like a rock.
Just
yeah.
rubbing a rock on.
So
you.
when like 2,000 or something is something you do like wet sanding with on your car.
Okay.
Because it's almost like it's just like
super fine.
barely rough paper. It feels like leather almost. You don't like that one? That's good.
I don't hate it. I definitely don't like it though.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you wouldn't go back for
It's
seconds.
like-
By the way, that label is like shrink wrapped on there.
Is it
It's not like a regular. Yeah, it's
This
not
is
printed.
actually not. This is
It's like a
actually-
shrinky dink.
There's actually a different beer in here.
Right? They just put a new label on. Like you pull the label off.
They
it just
GameStopped you, bro.
Yeah, it's just like
They
some
put
kind of
another label
Hefeweizen
on
in there.
Just shrinky dinked a different label onto someone else's beer.
Super curious what's under there. Charles, knife.
Let's do this.
Like that? We're gonna find that out. I did want to say this tastes like. I think if you were to lick somebody's flip flop after they like for some reason ran a mile in flip flops,
Okay,
it's got a sweaty.
that's what I like about
It's
it.
got a sweaty, leathery, sour taste to it.
It's like licking underneath a girl's tit after you've been having sex for about 45 minutes.
When have you ever had sex for 45 minutes?
Before I had bursitis. When I was young, dumb, and full of cum.
All right. I'm going to accidentally cut the
Yeah, don't
can.
cut. Yeah, okay. Just cut the top of the label.
There we
Come
go.
on, and not your finger. Take it easy.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
What's underneath?
Just a can?
Absolutely nothing. They just take blank
They just have really
neat.
shitty labels.
aluminum cans and shrinky-dink plastic labels onto them.
So
That seems
they could really put
environmentally
anything
conscious.
in there and just put different labels on it
Is
throughout
there
the year.
a button I pressed?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there it is.
Dude, give it back before. Oh, God. I'll tell the police it happened outside and you're suicidal. All right. Charles?
All right. I fucking hate hibiscus.
Oh, me too. Oh, I have to get that one next.
Major Tom.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Oh,
Major
that's not
Tom.
pleasant.
No?
By the
You
way,
look
on this
pretty
label,
disappointed.
Major Tom's 5 o'clock shadow goes over his nose. Did you notice that?
Major Tom on the label looks a little bit like he has Hannibal Lecter's mask on.
Yeah, but it's a 5
No,
o'clock
because
shadow mask.
because he had the goggles on and that's just dirt on his face when he took the goggles off. Come on, bro.
All right.
Oh,
So
I'll
tell me
accept it.
about your hibiscus flower beer.
so it has that funk taste that you're looking for.
Okay.
But dude, hold on, I gotta take another sip. It's kind of hard to
Yeah,
describe.
get it. Get it all in your mouth.
It's like sour lemonade. That's
Hmm.
that was my impression.
You ever have orange juice that you sip that has been in the fridge for a little too long? You get that weird aftertaste.
Past its best by date.
Yeah, it's kind of got that going on.
Think so?
It's like a brass monkey you left in the refrigerator overnight.
I've never let orange juice go that long because I love orange juice.
I love orange juice too, but every now and then, like, there'll be like that last little sip that gets left in there. Then you double back on it, you're like,
It's like Tuesday, and you're like, I'm going to save that for this weekend when I have breakfast. And you're like,
Yeah,
maybe
you're
I
like-
shouldn't have waited 4 days.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. But fuck, it tastes a little bit like slightly rancid orange juice, and no.
All right, we'll change places.
Oh,
Don't mix that silver bullet up with the others.
All right, what do we got here again? This is the one that Charles was just drinking. Great Divide,
Yeah.
hibiscus, ginger, lemon.
that's the other thing I was tasting that I don't like.
Ginger.
I don't fucking like ginger.
It's just a nasty sour taste.
Shh, Nicole might still be out there.
She's a ginger. I've been called a ginger.
Really? That's weird.
Quite a
'cause
few
You
times.
don't have red hair.
My beard hair is kind of reddish.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe a tiny bit.
I've been told I'm
I mean,
a
when you
ginger.
dye him.
I
You're,
guess
you're a little gingy.
some people define a ginger as, I don't know,
Anyone without a soul.
blondish. Yeah, well, I don't have a soul. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, ginger.
All right,
But
here
I
we
mean, I was born with one. I sold it.
So you volunteered to become a ginger?
I sold my
What the
soul
fuck?
to be part of this podcast. Not worth it. Not a good trade. Didn't pay off.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you guys and say this is, boy, it's pungent. This tastes like if you were like,
How rough on your palate is that?
That's a palate
I
record.
don't know, do they make 20 grit? This is rough.
Oh, dude, it's bad.
Yeah.
I would never voluntarily.
It is
drink
very,
that.
what did you say, like a foot? Like a flip flop?
No, that was, that's
like
one.
this is like,
That was the Major Tom.
That one I said was like sucking on a lemon that had been covered in lime flavored powder.
it's, it kind of tastes like drinking orange juice through a gym sock.
So it's got
All right.
that
It's very
footy.
funky, but citrusy
Yeah.
at the same time.
You don't
It's
take
too funky.
You don't taste the barn floor in that?
No, that's the
Well,
funk
no, that's the
taste.
funky thing, but it's too much. It's
Yeah.
it's a little overpowering.
Too much funk?
Yeah, like in most
Too
safe
much
songs,
funk.
like you're gonna
it's
get
like
that,
James Brown.
that
It's
funk
just
layer.
too much funk.
So can we answer finally who brought the funk?
Apparently, Great Divide brought the funk.
Divide. Now we're not divided on the fact that that's an awful beer.
That this obviously
Yeah,
loses.
that's
All
not
right.
great.
Let's do yours.
They're not dividing.
2 goes.
What am I? Okay.
Sorry, most people say goes here in America, and they put the pronunciation on there because they're assholes. But maybe I'm just an asshole because I don't know how to pronounce foreign
That tastes okay. Speaking of lime, this tastes to me like if I had a Corona, and instead of putting 1 lime in it, I put like 17
words.
limes in it.
Like you drank half the beer and then filled it the rest of the way up with limes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or just straight up took one of those squeeze bottles full of lime juice and just
Yeah, that one's very
Or
limey.
just like
Very limey.
a Corona with a lime and
Is
then
that the
a
Avita?
shot of like.
this is key lime and sea
Gravy
salt.
Limon.
Yeah.
Sour. It is definitely sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some sour action.
I don't taste the sea salt.
No, see, I got the sea salt because that's where I got like that briny,
Yeah.
like stock flavor.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's some brininess.
All right, Charles.
All right.
I don't even remember what that is. It's generic, no name beer because we took the label off.
It's Major Tom.
Major Tom. I think that's the best one out of them.
Speaking of Rocket Man, let's talk about North Korea.
Let's not.
Let's not.
How's that?
Right. This one wins because it's the least terrible.
Yeah. I actually like that one. I think
It
it's
is the
pretty good.
least terrible.
This kind of tastes like a bootleg Blue Moon. Like if somebody at Coors was like, "All right, stop putting so much fucking sugar in Blue Moon," it would come out like this.
Stop putting corn syrup in the beer.
Dude, like, have you had a Blue Moon anytime in like the last 2-3 years?
No, God, no.
Good. Don't.
They make it sweeter?
Yeah, dude. It's,
I had one
it's
at
unbearably
the
sweet.
hockey game
It's
last
unbearably
week when
sweet.
my friend Chad bought me this awful
Yeah,
koozie.
man. It's totally bedazzled. It's nice.
It's pretty bad.
All
man.
right, so who makes that?
This,
Uncle
the
Tom.
Major Tom's. I actually was
Fort
going to
Collins
say,
Brewery.
hey,
Fort
Fort
Collins.
Collins Brewery, if you're listening, that could be your tagline for Major Tom's. Least awful.
The least awful.
Which is sad because they usually make pretty good shit.
This is the second Great Divide. Nadia Kali
Yeah.
is the second least worst.
I'm going to say that was the worst one
This-
out of them, man.
You think so? I think this is pretty.
No, you know what?
fucking
I'm
god-awful.
sorry. This is the worst one. I'm sorry. What do you have?
This
you
is
have
the
Abita.
Yeah.
Abita Brewing Togos.
Yeah, and then the Great Divide is
I
probably
think this
the worst.
is worse.
Really, I think this one's worse.
That one's pretty bad.
Yeah,
man.
this is the
So-
worst.
Once
Definitely.
again, I'm going to chug this shit because I'm going to
Here,
rip
I'll
the Band-Aid off.
I'll swap you.
You wanna swap?
I'll take the L on that one.
All right. Swap me?
Ryan, do you
good?
want this one?
I absolutely want that one. 'cause
All
I
right.
enjoy
Take
it.
that one then.
Didn't you
Yeah,
want
we'll
this
just
really bad
circle
one?
back around to what
I'll
we originally
chug
had.
this
I like this
god-awful
one. I'm gonna
garbage.
actually drink this for a little while 'cause it's delicious.
Well, there you go. Happy endings.
There we go. We gave each other happy endings.
Yeah, that's good. It's refreshing.
That's what we do around here. It's part
all
of
right.
the No Fun Show. We give each other happy endings.
So
So, jumping
Chester.
into Still Reeling. I've
pitch me
got
an idea.
I've got 3 ideas. I'm going to let you guys decide which one we're
Okay.
going to cover today. I'll save the others for later. But the genres for my 3 ideas. So I've got a animated children's movie.
Oh God,
I've got
we're gonna ruin so many childhoods.
So I'm going to say no to that one. I don't want to end on a pedo
you're
list. I
shutting
see
that
where
down?
that's going to happen.
there's no okay, whatever. We're going to
I know how
circle
you
back
work.
to it later.
I know how you work.
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
We will circle back to that later.
So
Okay.
get on my level.
Next idea is a dark comedy.
Okay.
And then third idea is a dark, gritty reboot of a children's story.
Shit.
I feel like we've already done dark and gritty. Maybe we should do dark comedy.
You want to do dark comedy?
Okay, yeah, I'm down with
I
that.
was hoping you guys would pick that one.
Oh, good.
God damn it. You played into the madman's hands. He meant to get captured.
I actually think this is gonna. I hoped you picked this because it's my favorite of my ideas. All right, so little background. The name of the movie is Defibrillator.
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 Say it again.
Defibrillator.
Okay.
So you spelled it wrong on purpose.
Defibrillator.
This sounds like
because
a
of a
game
stupid
that
pun,
could be in
didn't
a
you?
Jackbox pack.
No.
Okay.
That's not how you spell it. Defibrillator? It's defibrillator.
I'm pretty sure it's
D-
I was
defibrillator.
walking through the building at work and there was a defibrillator and I was like, that's a name for a superhero. So I wrote it down and I spelled it correctly because it was right there in front of me.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That is the name for this superhero. But
Because it's totally defibrillator.
that's what I wrote down and just said.
You said it wrong.
Well,
You
originally,
said it
Go
more
back
like,
and listen to it again.
You said it more like relator. Like,
Yeah.
I relate to you.
defibrillator.
You said it with a hard E, bro. Defibrillator. Like,
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, everybody knows you never say it with a hard E.
never do it with a hard E.
never say that.
It's okay, unless you have a black friend.
It's okay if you have one black friend. You
Yeah.
can say the
You
hard
said it
E.
was okay.
Defibrillator. Okay, so
Wait. This is a superhero?
kind of. That's the dark part.
It's going to be like Mystery Men.
No, it's not. This is about. I'll give you. So here's what I wrote down. Okay, so there's an older gentleman who lives in assisted living, and he's got dementia.
Okay.
There's the dark part.
Okay.
Due to his dementia, he thinks that because when his kid was growing up, his son loved comic books.
Okay.
His dementia kind of leads him to believe that he is a superhero trying to solve a crime, and the superhero name is Defibrillator. He can sense when people are lying. Like, he just knows when people are full of shit.
Okay.
That's his superpower. That's the defib part.
Okay.
Because fibbing is lying. So he's the defibrillator. And so he is kind of going on these... He thinks there's some, like... He lives in this assisted living community, and there's some dark shit going on in this community. There's, like, some serious, like... These other old people are just, like, mafiosos, right? And so he is trying to go on this adventure to figure out what's happening and stop this crime from happening. And in the meantime, he's actually he's got dementia, and there's these like really sobering scenes with his son where he's just like trying to convince his son, like, there's this dark shit happening here. And his son is like, Dad, come on.
Cut the shit.
Okay.
That kind of happens on The Tick, actually. You were asking about The Tick earlier. Like Arthur's kind of nuts. So I don't know. You should watch it. But
that's
you know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like a mix between Bubba Hotep and Unbreakable.
I was thinking of Bubba Hotep.
It did have a Bubba Hotep.
I was like, we can't. Whatever somebody says, they can't say Bruce Campbell should be in it.
But
and like Unbreakable, like I read comics, and now like Sam Jackson, he read comics. Yeah. Well, he became a villain instead of a hero, but that kind of sounds like a mix between the two.
So I originally.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
When I originally came up with it, I was like, I want Anthony Hopkins to be in something, and that's when I had earlier that day written down.
He is old as shit,
and I was like, oh,
and he will also be in fucking anything.
What if it was Anthony Hopkins as this old man? And I imagine like a lot of cute, funny scenes where this old man is like trying to sneak around, and like there's old people chasing each other.
Nurses are like watching him, like, look, there he goes again.
Right? Like there's like a high-speed chase with these old people who are just kind of chasing each other through the halls.
In Rascals. Fucking hover rounds.
So that is the premise, and pretty much all I came up with so far.
Okay. Well, I would counter that it can't be Anthony Hopkins, because that man doesn't know how to not be menacing.
Yeah.
Like, the man could go to fucking Burger King and try to order a sandwich.
That's the thing. That's what makes it great, is that he could be having this really intense moment with his son, like telling his son about what's happening. And it could be like he's telling it and the camera's zooming in on it, and that music does that swell kind of thing, and he's describing all this horrible shit that's happening. And then it cuts back to his son, who is also Bradley Cooper. And
all right.
And he's just like, Dad, come on. And he just totally like blows the whole fucking thing off, even though it's this really fucking intense Anthony Hopkins moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would counter the Anthony Hopkins with fuck. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now.
See, what I
Max
want
von Sydow.
What I want is for Defibrillator to be kind of a cute old man, where he's kind of shuffling and bumbling, and I don't see Anthony Hopkins in a comedic role.
Yeah.
I know we can't keep going back to Michael Douglas, but Michael Douglas.
Kirk Douglas?
Too old. Too old. He doesn't act anymore. Too old. He can barely walk.
That's the opposite of too soon.
Yeah.
We just stumbled across.
I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the guy I'm thinking of. He was in King of New York.
God, this beer is fucking terrible.
It's really bad. Maybe it's the beer that's making me lose my thoughts.
I need to just chug this.
Kings of New York?
He's in King of New York. He's in that section of Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, dude, what about Jack Nicholson? He can be goofy and serious.
I think he might be too old now.
That's the thing. He's old.
Like, he also legit has dementia.
That's what's fun about it. It's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but like for real.
I was thinking, who is...
Fuck. Christopher Walken. That's what I'm thinking.
Christopher Walken? I don't think he's old enough.
He's fucking...
he's old enough.
He's old as shit, and he's fucking nuts.
He is nuts.
And he has a YouTube video where he's like cooking
with comedy.
He's like doing some cooking shit, and he is just old and frail
like,
and shit.
He's done comedy, and he can also do threatening.
He can. Oh, God, he's just so disappointed in everything. Well, congratulations on finishing, Chester. We're all very proud of you.
I mean, if it's a race, I'm pretty sure you won.
Here's a pen.
Oh, God damn.
Jesus.
Oh, dude.
Awful.
Yeah, that was...
Never buy that. ever again.
Look, I could get down with Christopher Walken. I do like Sir Anthony Hopkins because
Well, is there a villain in the movie?
Well, yeah. That's what I wanted to figure out. Like, who is the villain? Is it imagined or real? I think I like to lean towards it's real.
It's real, but he's the only person that notices it.
Like,
I think it should be a real villain. It should also be another person that's in the assisted living community.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci should be the sidekick.
I think Joe Pesci should be the good guy's sidekick or
The good
bad
guy's sidekick.
I think
so?
Joe Pesci should be like an orderly that works there or something.
But
And then kind of like tells them, no, man, it's okay, it's all right. But then he started noticing, like, you know what?
I did want
Maybe
a
he's
sidekick.
right. Maybe this really is happening.
I did want a sidekick.
Kind of the guy that slowly picks up on what the old dude's throwing down.
Okay.
I
So we're
like
thinking
that.
Joe Pesci there?
Because I was
'Cause
wondering,
he
like,
does good sidekick.
He does do a good
Lethal
sidekick.
Weapon. I'm just saying.
are
Leo
the bad
Getz.
guys other old people or are the bad guys people running?
At least I think the main villain should be, and that would be a good place to put in Anthony Hopkins. Because I feel like
Anthony Hopkins could be the villain.
There you go.
like he could be
There
the
we
villain.
go.
He also lives in the
Okay.
assisted living community, so it kind of reinforces that idea of, okay, are you making this all up in your head because you just don't like this motherfucker, or is this
Right.
really your problem?
Because he always wins at bingo, or he always, like, whatever
Yeah.
happens, like,
Right? She steals the grapes. That kind of thing.
like
Yeah.
kind of thing, like where something that Anthony Hopkins does is always against whatever Walken's trying to do.
Or
He should
what if-
So it
always get
seems
away
like
with
he
it.
has some kind of vendetta when it turns out
Let's
it's
make
legit.
the bad guy an older black man.
Like Morgan
Because
Freeman?
then the son can just be like, Dad, you're just an old fucking racist. Like, you just think he's
Oh,
a bad
Jesus
guy
Christ.
because you're an old fucking racist. And it turns out that this guy really is kind of...
Okay, hold on.
but I
no,
don't know-
not an old black guy. The fucking guy who played Sulu.
Oh, George Takei.
It should be an
Takei?
old Asian guy,
Old Asian guy.
so he can still
Yeah.
do the racist thing
From the war, from
Yeah,
Korea.
exactly.
Because he was in the Korean War.
exactly.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Well, because it's hard, but like, I mean, really, how many like old black actors are there? Like, you can't hate Morgan Freeman. You know how hard it would be to make a movie where you fucking hate Morgan
I mean,
Freeman?
your only other option is Charles S. Dutton.
Well, there was the older
Rock?
guy who played...
Yeah, yeah,
How you gonna hate Rock?
exactly. You can't.
I mean, even when he got blown in half by Ice-T, I still didn't hate him.
Right.
Well,
You
there's
felt
him.
bad for him. Poor
There-
Rock.
There's the guy who was
man,
the
he just
dad
wanted
on...
to kill Ice-T.
What was this show? With
Family
Urkel?
Matters?
Family Matters.
Reginald Bell Johnson.
Reginald,
But there's also the guy who played Franklin Delano Roosevelt in Bubba Hotep, but maybe that's too close to home. To
That's
have the same
Ozzy.
actor.
That's Ozzy Davis. And that motherfucker's like, no, he's dead already.
Is he?
Is he
Yeah,
really?
Ozzy's dead.
I'm
Huh.
sorry, Ozzy.
Oh well.
Too soon. Too old. Too soon.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
For what?
I don't know. Didn't he play baseball?
Nah,
No,
man.
Ozzie Smith played baseball.
That's Ozzy Smith and or Ozzy
What if
Ian.
we got O.J. Simpson?
I'm close. I was close.
Wow.
Ozzie. Well, no. You know what? He might get out of jail this weekend.
Isn't he already out?
No. He got.
I know he got parole.
Approved for parole,
you
but he's
know,
not out yet.
You know.
But it's happening like in either this week, next week.
Okay,
sometime
so
very soon.
Oh fuck!
When
no, never mind.
when OJ gets out, you know he's got a fucking
Okay,
either
he's
a
got some
reality
shit lined
TV
up.
show
Oh yeah.
or an acting career like
so all right, I'm cool with OJ being in the movie. It has to be like a cameo,
Okay.
And
So
he
he's
has
not
to-
the actual
and
villain.
it could be like one of those heartbreaking moments where he says he's waiting for his partner to show up, and it's obviously a reference to Leslie Nielsen.
Oh,
I like that.
that's cute.
Yeah,
That is.
That-
Poor
like,
Nordberg.
we
I
could
want this-
rebuild. We could rebuild OJ's career off of another dead person.
I want this. Oh, jeez.
Dead person fucked him up. Dead person got him out.
Too old, Charles. Too old. Okay.
No, I don't.
Not relevant anymore. No, it is.
OJ can't do anything. We're done. No more OJ.
No, that man
Stop
should not have any career anywhere. But I do want this film to be kind of like full of cute, funny scenes where old people
Like
are
grumpy
doing
old men.
Yeah,
Like old people doing funny shit.
but also full of the tragic, like getting old and facing dementia. That's
Is terrible.
fucked up and scary.
Right.
Okay.
So that's
So
what
the
I
dude
want
really
is,
has.
like-
Does he really have dementia? But he sees this shit and everyone thinks it's his dementia.
I think
but
it
it's
needs to be
real.
ambiguous through the entire movie.
I think it's got to be ambiguous because he does think that he can read people's, like he's a truth sayer. Like he can in his mind, he knows when people are lying and when they're telling the truth. Like, maybe he really does have an innate sense, because if you can read people, you can kind of tell when people are full of shit and when they're not. So, but that's like kind of his ability. He doesn't have super strength or super speed or anything like that. He's Defibrillator.
Yeah.
Which is a great name because
he will bring your lies to life.
That's right.
That's right. So we could probably get a hold of George Takei in the next 3 hours.
You think so?
Oh, he lives in Sholo.
Oh, shit.
Wait, does he seriously?
Yeah, for real.
Of all the fucking places for an old gay Asian to live.
For an old gay Asian to live in a red state
Sholo,
in a small
Arizona.
Mormon town.
Are you like, you're really not fucking with me
People
right now?
see him in Safeway all the time and shit. Yeah.
No.
Arizona capital for Mormons.
Yeah. No, so that's Snowflake, which is really close to Sholo.
Wait, there's a city here named Snowflake?
Yeah. Like Jeff Lake and somebody else named Snow. Jeff Lake, his family
Like the reggae singer.
founded
I don't know
Snowflake.
who, I don't know
He's
who
one
Jeff
of our
Lake is.
he's one of our congressmen.
Yeah.
Jeff Flake?
Jeff Lake, John McCain. No.
Pretty much.
I know who John McCain is.
Pretty much
Jeff Lake's the other guy.
Pretty much spearheaded the anti-net neutrality fucking bill.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything terrible that
Arizona
happens
does.
and everyone gets mad at Arizona for it is probably Jeff Lake's fault.
Yeah, when I moved here, I was like, okay, cool.
Real piece of
Basically,
shit.
fuck everybody who represents the state.
But he is also against Trump. Well, let's not get into the politics thing.
Yeah. So what do we got? We got Christopher Walken as the main old dude. Is Bradley Cooper the son?
Now Christopher Walken, I was thinking an kind of a not fat old man, but kind of just
Lovable, squeeze old teddy bear. Old
like
man.
an old teddy bear, kind of like.
And see,
portly.
I was thinking of a guy who's a little frail.
Yeah.
And Christopher Walken has that look going.
Oh, he's had that look going on
He looked
forever.
He
Think
looks
so?
a little rough.
And
I do
he's got
like
the
the-
crazy.
He does have the
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
And I think with his acting range, he could cover it.
I'm
Yeah.
getting on board with the Christopher. For
Going-
some reason,
going
I
from
had
the, like complete nuts to the serious.
Yeah.
for some
You
reason
can
I
definitely do
had
that.
Willem Dafoe in my mind.
That's
when-
good too, but I'm not sure if he's old enough yet.
No, when you were talking
Well,
about
he
Christopher
is
Walken,
old enough. He just
Oh, okay.
doesn't look old enough.
when you were talking about Christopher Walken, I was thinking Willem Dafoe, and
Okay.
that's why there was some.
Yeah. Same facial features.
That's why I was resisting.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm on board with Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
And I really like I really like Anthony Hopkins as the bad guy
Okay.
because he's menacing as fuck.
He is.
Yeah.
Like even in like Westworld, like
Yeah,
he's
dude.
old as shit. He's like 80, and you're like,
And you're not entirely sure he's
Holy
not going to
shit.
fucking murder whoever he's talking
yeah.
to at that moment.
He's got the speak softly but carry a big stick thing.
yes. Yes.
He
and
is.
I don't know if he's really like that. Like if he was never Hannibal Lecter, do you think we would ever think that, or is that just something we carried over from Silence of the Lambs?
Maybe.
No, I think even if he hadn't been Hannibal Lecter, he still would have been that way. It's the way he talks.
Like he could walk in a
he's a
room.
very-
Gravitas.
He's
Like
a
if he-
very measured speaker.
like
the gravity.
if he was like a substitute teacher, he could walk in the room and be like, "All right, everybody, sit down," and you'd be like,
Ah,
fuck,
shit."
All right,
People would do it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, he's got that kind of weight to his words. Are we sold on Bradley Cooper as the son?
Nah, I just threw out a name because I like Bradley Cooper.
How about Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your boy.
I mean, why not?
Remember
Throw
that?
him in everything.
You seen that video of Harrison Ford? Can't remember his name. Harrison Ford doesn't know Ryan Gosling's
It's
name.
pretty great. They're sitting next to each other during an interview,
Yeah.
and the whole time Harrison Ford just keeps. It feels deliberate. Maybe the first time was an accident,
Yeah.
but after that, it's just like
Maybe he should be the forgetful old man,
Ooh.
I could do Harrison Ford in anything.
right?
Would be just okay with me.
Harrison Ford is a teenage skater. Like,
Right?
yeah, why not? Let's do this.
Last minute
Ford is
curveball.
a stapler. What?
How do we feel about Liam Neeson in any of these roles?
Is there going to be action because he's retired from action?
He actually unretired. So
Oh yeah, I saw that like 3 days ago. I'm just like, really?
We
Bro?
need just it's a retirement community. So we're going to have tons of old people, right?
okay.
So we don't just need to cast the main character and the bad guy. The main character has a sidekick.
Okay.
So we'll have to figure out who the sidekick is. We'll have to settle on a main character. And then the bad guy has to have several minions,
Okay.
you know? Like
Okay.
Yeah.
we need he's menacing, he's
But they need to
soft-spoken
be
and
like
menacing. That's
famous
great.
or semi-famous
Well,
to
of
sell the
course.
movie,
Of
right?
course.
So
Oh.
like,
Just had a great idea.
We're doing hypothetical movies. We're not going to cast no names.
So to kind of further the idea that maybe they're in on it, maybe this guy's just crazy. Like, the head of the community should be a relatively older guy that maybe works with Anthony Hopkins, and it should be Brad Pitt.
Yeah?
Brad Pitt's looking old these days.
Yeah, now that he's in his 50s. What is he, 52, 3, something like that? Yeah.
So he's
got some mad bags going on.
The main Defibrillator's sidekick, is he another old person, or is he...
Oh, definitely. He's the only other person in the home that believes him.
Yeah, because they're remembering the glory days together.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is he someone who actually works there? He's kind of an older nurse.
Like an orderly, like someone younger.
Well, I think there should be both.
Who believes him, and that's how they have access to kind of the rooms they shouldn't have access to, and they can see.
Yeah,
here's what I
poke around the facility. I
think
that.
I think you should have a sidekick who's there in the home with him, and the sidekick is like, dude, like, I'm going along with you because you're my friend. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but that was like 40 years ago, man. We got to let it go. And then there should be the orderly who is like, all right, cool. I think maybe you're onto something, and that gives them their access.
All right, who is the dude that was on Roseanne that's now in the Big Bang Theory? What's his name?
I don't know. I can't stand that guy.
Something
he would be a good gullible
Johnny Galecki. That's his fucking name.
I imagine him as the orderly. Like, totally gullible, totally will fall for anything this old dude says.
What's a good name for a sidekick that's an orderly?
It doesn't have to be a fucking pun, because I know you want to come up with one right now.
Right?
All right, we don't have to come up with one right now. Yes, you saw I had the punt. You saw the wheels turning.
Jesus Christ.
No, stop it.
Okay.
No. He doesn't need to have a name right now.
Okay, fair enough.
But he's like, that dude could totally play, like, because I watched a lot of Roseanne when I was younger, because that's the house I grew up in. And
sure.
I can imagine him being the totally gullible type where he's just like, yeah, man, I've noticed some weird shit going on too.
Right?
And
like, I don't trust that guy either.
Yeah. He always yells bingo when he doesn't have bingo.
Right?
So
just overly competitive. That was the tell. There's like, he's up to no good.
He's up to no good.
He claims he won bingo when he didn't.
I
could tell he's lying.
But who is the head of... Do we decide who's the head of the facility?
The head of the facility?
It's got to be an older guy.
Who's
I
the
think
guy?
it should be Brad Pitt. That's
Brad Pitt? Okay.
Brad Pitt runs the whole...
Kind of middle-aged?
Yeah, he's a little older. Not too old.
Who's the actor that played J. Jonah?
J.K.
Simmons.
I
do that all the time, too.
Because I could see him as the guy.
Oh, my God. And to have him like yelling a lot would be fan because he's so good at it.
Yeah, I could see him as owning and running the facility. And then maybe
that's probably a better call than Brad.
Because he could do a lot of like announcements. But I feel like where it would be just so much fun.
But I feel like there has to be somebody involved that's sort of like the equal to the orderly. That's a younger person that's involved that could easily like be the muscle or something like that.
Okay.
Like, hey, you guys need to knock this shit off.
Yeah. So like J.K. Simmons is great.
Well, how about we have like a strong female who's she's the head nurse.
Okay.
She's like the Nurse Ratched. Like, you guys are causing shit around here, knock it off.
Nurse Ratched is exactly who I was picturing. Like, she's the one who's just kind of trying to crack the whip all the time. Like,
who was that big angry bitch in fucking Deadpool?
Gina Carano.
That chick.
You know names.
Well, that's also because I want to fuck Gina Carano.
Well,
yeah, man, I want her to do fucked up stuff to me.
She's going to fuck you. If anything, she's going to fuck you.
Yeah,
she's going to hold you down.
She bulked up for that role. Normally
she's going to penetrate you with her giant clit.
That's fine. I'll let her peg me. But
did she bulk up for that role?
Yeah, she bulked up for that.
Okay.
But she's kind of like, if she was like the Nurse Ratched character, she could be very menacing. And like, not fucking knock it off.
Maybe have a Russian accent, kind of a Helga. Well, she had
Natalia
a Russian.
On a top.
Didn't she have a? She had a Russian thing going in Deadpool, didn't she?
I don't think so.
She didn't. Even talk.
She didn't talk very much.
She did have an accent. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so she's already got it. She could play the same character, but without the superpowers.
She doesn't even need it. She could still be American.
Or another option, because I'm totally down with Gina Carano. If you want to go the opposite direction with somebody who could just be like almost like a lady Anthony Hopkins with being menacing all the time, Claire Danes.
Yeah, Claire Danes.
Because that chick does crazy real good.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Homeland?
But are you saying as the nurse?
Yeah.
As the head nurse? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never watched Homeland.
She's actually really good in that show. She plays, like, there's a plot point in which they think that she's just lost it. And she actually goes through shock therapy. And she is fucking nuts.
I mean, I've seen Terminator 3, and she must have been crazy to do that, so...
I was actually thinking about her earlier today because she did the voice of Princess Mononoke in Princess Mononoke.
Mm.
So I just just full circle in my own mind.
So could she be mean if she needs to be?
Yeah,
Could
totally.
she do mean?
Or another twist here. Instead of it being his son that thinks he's crazy, it could be his daughter. And that's where Clay Danes can come in.
Okay. She's a great actress.
She is. She's an absolutely great actress.
I like that, where she comes in and says, Dad, you're nuts.
Right.
Okay.
And she's just kind of like very emotional scenes with her, and Dad's kind of just like fucking
And then
crazy.
she goes and talks to...
She's calling in the head nurse to kind of
head
sedate
nurse.
him.
Right.
Because like Dad's going on.
He's
on
doing
this
the thing
crazy
again.
fucking rants again.
Yeah, I think that's a better call.
Yeah.
Her as the daughter.
And the Nurse Ratched character is just like, she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Or no, she doesn't know what's going on. She's just sick of their shit. Is that what's going on?
The Nurse
Oh,
Ratched
no,
character?
Does she know what's going on?
No, she's in on it.
She's in on it?
You think she's part of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of...
Because there has to be an equal on each side. Like on their end, they have the orderly who's on their side. On the other side, there should be at least one other person.
And
Okay.
old folks' home selling opiates could be a fucking easily have a fucking gold mine right there.
Right.
Selling hydrocodone, Vicodin, all that shit. Those are the same thing. Anyway, I just learned that earlier today. Yesterday? Doesn't matter. Anyways,
Oh, it's on Craigslist looking around.
they could sell painkillers and other psychotropics, all kinds of crazy prescription drugs out of a fucking old folks' home.
Be prescribing him for him, but not actually giving him to him.
And like
Okay.
the head nurse is in on it because she has access.
Okay.
But then the elderly Anthony Hopkins, who has mafia ties,
He's the one who's really running it.
he's got the ties to the market.
He's the distribution.
Yes.
Okay.
They're the
I like
he's
that.
the distributor. She has the fucking
I like that.
This is good.
I like that a lot.
Okay. So there's just selling fucking drugs out of this old folks community.
Okay.
And Defibrillator,
So
I haven't come up with his actual name. It's just
It doesn't
regular old
matter.
name.
like I think honestly it would make the movie a little more impactful if he never has an actual name.
I'm okay with that. It's just the daughter calls him dad.
Yeah, because like if you tell it from
But
his
in
point
his
of view,
mind,
you don't know if he like he doesn't acknowledge himself by anything other than Defibrillator, or if he's literally just forgotten his own name.
and maybe that's it. Yeah, but there's got to be some flashbacks. This was something that I did want was flashbacks to the kids' childhood and how they bonded over their comic books, their love of their mutual love of comic books, and so that's when he's like thinking about it, and the daughter is just like, Dad, this isn't a comic book, like this isn't a story, like this is, what are you doing? And he's just trying to convince her, like, this shit's happening, and it's just kind of this tragic moment where the daughter doesn't believe him. And as an audience, we don't know if we believe him either, because the shit that he's witnessing and trying to stop is kind of so outrageous.
It's outrageous, but it happens like in the blink of an eye. Like he sees it, but then he looks back and it's not happening anymore.
And then like to drive the point home, like in the flashbacks, like his daughter, you can clearly see who she is, but you don't have to worry about hiring an actor because you never see his face in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So it makes you think that maybe this memory isn't 100% right since he's missing details.
Yeah.
Dude, that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
So another thing I really want to see, just because I saw it in my head, is when the Shady Chef like really does go down, and we see it is going down. Like maybe Anthony Hopkins isn't the main villain. Maybe the guy that's picking up the drugs is, because I really want it to be Peter Stormare.
I have to look up that.
He's Uli Konko. I'm here to fix Donna Cobble.
Okay. I love that guy.
Yeah, I really want him to be like the main bad.
I'm going to counter that.
I'm buying drugs kind of dude.
I'm going to counter that and say maybe it should be John Hamm instead.
I love John.
Can it be
John Hamm?
It can't be John.
Dude,
Hamm.
no, John Hamm. If Anthony Hopkins were younger and American, he would be John Hamm. That motherfucker is scary in everything.
Is he?
Bro, yes.
No.
Even when he's trying to be funny, you're like, yo, that's funny, but you might kill me.
One of my absolute favorite all-time SNL sketches
is the I think we
Ham
talked
and
about that
Bubbly.
last week, didn't we?
Ham and Bubbly.
Ham and Bubbly.
When he was on there with Michael Bublé. and he just had somehow captured Michael Bublé and forced him to open a restaurant that's exclusively served ham and champagne.
Or you know who probably needs to work now? The dude that plays the Hound.
Okay, I like him.
Yeah. He's probably going to need some work now. I mean, we're coming up on the wrap of Game of Thrones, so he's probably and he's menacing as fuck.
I mean, they have like 75 trillion spin-off series planned, so I guarantee he's in one of those.
I believe it.
Oh,
he's probably in all.
Look,
of
if the
them.
Hound gets his own series, I will absolutely watch that.
Nah, fuck that. I
want
fuck.
You want to watch the mountain stand next to Cersei for an hour?
I can't think of his name right now. The fucking.
They call him Sir Robert Strong in the books.
The fucking wildling, the one with the ginger wildling.
I like
the
him.
giant beard. I want a show of just him just fucking around with everybody.
Is that Tormund, is it?
Tormund, yeah.
Is that
Tormund Giants Bane.
I just want.
So you want to watch him quipping? Like I want to watch him go on adventures with the Hound.
Yeah, because
those two would just talk shit to each other.
That
the whole
motherfucker
time.
was in the last season for like maybe 20 minutes total, and he had the best fucking line.
But there were lines between him and then the Hound that were just like those two talking shit to each other. Was fantastic.
Dude. How many queens? 2 of them? We're taking this motherfucker to which one? The one with the dragons or the one that fucks her brother? Best fucking line.
Tormund is one of my absolute favorite characters. He just loves Bree of Tarth. Because she's a giant and he's giant.
They're gonna give they're gonna have the largest children and they will overtake the world.
That's right.
Oh, dude.
That's great. That's great.
All right.
All right.
Well, Chester,
are we wrapping?
Defibrillator.
I
might watch it.
Should we give it a rating, or
you want to rate it?
Well, it's my idea. I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
That would come down honestly to the first trailer. So I'd give it a tentative 3.5.
Okay.
If it's as good as Red was, I really enjoyed Red. It was a fun movie with old people in it. I would watch it.
Totally different vein.
If it's
totally different,
that's kind of a dark comedy too.
It is kind of a dark comedy.
Yeah, but that's old people actually being badasses. This is an old dude who thinks he's a badass, but is actually has dementia.
Does that mean we have to get Helen Mirren in this movie?
I'm okay with that because I would bang her. She's a hot.
I want to see her titties.
Helen Mirren would fucking get it, son.
Yeah,
I don't care that she's like twice my age. Easily.
She could be a love interest.
3 times your age,
son. I don't care. I will break her hip.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'd go to the theater and watch it, but I would definitely illegally download it.
Maybe that should be the new scale. Like instead of putting it on a scale of 1 to 5, like theater, HBO, stream it or whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll come up with the scale later.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it. I would definitely watch it, but I don't know if I'm going to pay $30 for some jujubes and Pepsi.
It's not the kind of movie. If there was nothing else big coming out that weekend, I'd go see it.
Oh, but this is totally an Oscar bait movie.
Now you put
think so?
You put Bradley Cooper in there,
like Stockholm
watch
was.
It. Yeah. No, Stockholm is fucking amazing. I still think about that movie, and somebody get Ben Affleck on the phone because I want to see that fucking movie.
That might be the best.
I still
thing we
think
ever
about
came
it
up
seriously.
with.
Like at least once a week, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, that was a great idea. Fuck, that's a good idea. So yeah,
Helen Mirren in a bikini. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Nice. All right. Well, that's we're episode 4 and another still reeling. We're gonna go look at some pictures of Helen Mirren now. I'm Ryan.
I'm Chester.
I'm Charles.
That's a wrap.
Oh, I gotta piss. Holy shit. Let me see.
She's like what, like 75 or something like that? I don't know.
I keep clicking the wrong things. I want to see young Helen Mirren.
Young Helen Mirren's boobs, pretty good. Old Helen Mirren's boobs, probably still pretty good.
I think Helen Mirren looked better, like middle-aged.
I think she looks hotter
50s.
Yeah.
than
dude,
she
like,
did young.
I'm not even joking. She's still hot now, bro.
I think she looks hotter.
Plus, she has one of those super, fucking hot, real proper English accents.
Yeah, like it's proper but not stuck and stuck up.
Wow, what's her name that played Mary Poppins?
Julie Andrews?
Oh, she's still fucking hot as shit. Yeah. There's another beautiful woman.
She's like the opposite of Judi Dench. And where Judi Dench kind of has what could have been a hot voice, but then it's stuck in Judi Dench's body. You're like, oh, okay.
Julie Andrews, still 10 out of 10.
She was naked in one movie.
Would bang a first time. But she was beautiful young too. She was sexy as hell when she was young.
God, I should have peed before that episode. Oh, fuck.
Who'd you say, Judi Dench?
Judi Dench. Like, her voice is kind of that proper thing, where it's kind of hot, but then you're like, no, Judi Dench, you were probably never hot.
Julie Andrews?
No.
M? No.
M?
No. So I was saying that she had a hot voice.
Oh, M?
Yeah.
Never hot.
Really?
Never hot.
Nah, Judi Dench was never hot.
Judy Dench was never hot.
Even when she was young.
Yeah, banger. She looks like Dirk's mom.
She's the only English woman that looks like she lived in a trailer park. Like, she's got the trailer park haircut going.
She does. She does. Even in that headshot, her hair is just...
Whatever.
She just crushed a PBR
She's just
before
like,
she took that one.
I just woke up like this. Like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, literally.
Right?
Oh, shit, I'm still streaming.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is...